Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? I'm back. I'm back in the building, man. I'm back in the building. Missed Monday and Wednesday. Obviously, I was out of town, but that trip has come to an end. I am back. So, Gators. Gator Friday. As you guys know, every Friday we do the show. Gator fans, you guys are more than welcome to join in on the conversation. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. All you gotta do is click it and you come on in. Miami fans and Florida State fans, y'all more than welcome. But guess what? The subject is the Florida Gators and mainly versus Kentucky. You know, so the link is in the chat. One of our fellow 4-0 guys is going up against a 3-1 guy. Can you guess who's the 3-0 guy? I'm sorry, the 3-1 guy, because somebody was never undefeated from the beginning of the season. But hey, that's tough. That's tough. But anyways, man, the Florida Gators will be taking on this week the Kentucky Wildcats. Now we're gonna dig into this rivalry, if you want to call it that. I think it's a little bit lopsided. I think the Gators been pretty much owning them throughout the whole series, but nonetheless, last time they played, Kentucky won. That was in the swamp. Kentucky's at home this time. You know, Kentucky knows how to win in the swamp. You know, no shots at Tennessee, but you know, Kentucky ain't going down to the swamp and volunteering to lose. That's tough. That's tough. But anyways, man, let me pop this up on the screen so we can have this conversation real quick about this team and this game. Only team to be playing this week in the Big Three, of course. Miami's on a bye week. Florida State is on a bye week. So the Gators, they're front and center. Now, according to ESPN matchup prediction, the Gators are not the favorite in this one. They're not. 51, call it 52%, is Kentucky. They're leaning more towards Kentucky. Now, when you look at the numbers between Graham Mertz and Devin Leary, who transferred over there from NC State, by the way, numbers are totally wacky, if you ask me. Look at the Florida Gators. 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. We've played 4 games, guys. Graham Mertz is averaging 1 touchdown a game. 1. That's absolutely terrible. Now, his interception is low. Now, a lot of people have been raving about his completion rate and things like that. But, guys, dink and dunks. He hasn't thrown that many passes more than 20 yards. So, when Florida fans come in here and try to tell you that this guy is such a great quarterback and he's doing so well, he's really not. He's the worst quarterback in the state of Florida. Absolutely terrible. Now, I know you guys been seeing the Joe Exotic, been posting all this Florida King stuff, been trying to give Mr. Graham Mertz here a little boost or whatever. It ain't working. He's not the king of nothing. He hasn't done nothing in Florida to make anybody believe that he's our greatest quarterback in Florida. Nobody believes it. Nobody will believe it. The numbers don't lie. The man is 84 for 100 out of 108 for 951 yards. That's worse than Miami and Florida State. Jordan Travis is better, and Tyler Van Dyke, of course, is better. He's the leader of the pack right now. So Devin Leary, on the other hand, ain't looking too good over there at Kentucky. Thought transferring from NC State would get him over there with a better team, a SEC team, and everything like that. You know, them boys like to eat mayo, drink mayo in their coffee up there in Kentucky. You know, that's a whole different level of crazy and nastiness. But yeah, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 73 out of 123. Absolutely terrible. Devin Leary is absolutely terrible. I kind of actually wish he would have stayed at NC State, because Miami played NC State this year. So I'm pretty sure these terrible numbers he putting up over there, NC State looked terrible anyway. So I don't think he would be a different maker. But nonetheless, when it comes to the running backs now, numbers are similar in carries. My guy here, what's his name? Davis. Ray Davis. Ray Davis ran 50. Ken, what's going on with you, my guy?
What's with it, brother?
Let me put my headset in real quick. All right, what's going on, my guy?
What you got going on today, man?
Man, we talking Florida Gators versus Kentucky, man. You know it's Gator Friday. You know it's Gator Friday. You know them Seminoles and them Hurricanes. They off this week. They on
Good,
vacation.
good week. Good week.
So we gonna talk about these Gators, man. I was just getting into their running back. They leaders right now. Trevor Etienne, 49 rushes, 29 yards with 2 touchdowns. On the other side, similar numbers. Ray Davis, 50 carries, 314, 5 touchdowns. So very similar. Now, receiving wise, Ricky Parcell for the Florida Gators, he got 26 catches for 362 yards and a touchdown. While on the other hand, you got my guy here, Tavion Robinson, 16 receptions, 283 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
I got.
Go ahead.
I'm never gonna pick Kentucky to beat Florida because they've been. So I'm gonna keep on that.
You going in and out a little bit, my guy.
I'm never gonna pick Kentucky to beat Florida because they've been beating them. So I'm gonna keep on not picking them.
Okay, I see what you're doing there. You're kind of using a reverse psychology kind of thing. If I don't pick them, then they'll lose.
Yeah, man.
I got you, but I'm gonna still pick Kentucky to beat Florida, though. Now, when you look at total yards and the team stats, Florida got them by a little bit. Numbers are very similar. Passing and rushing is similar. Now, allowed yards, Florida's giving up only 245, while Kentucky's giving up almost 300. But you got to keep in mind these opponents that Florida so-called locked down. The cupcake games they played, the Charlottes, the McNeese State. They couldn't do that against Utah, and I don't know. Tennessee kind of surprised me when they went down in the swamp and basically laid shit the bed, plain and simple, shit the bed.
I don't know why y'all, man.
Now, it's good to see that Kentucky allows rushing that well. I mean, hey, they're not even letting teams run for an average of 80 yards against them. But when you look at Florida, their numbers are similar too. So this should be an even matchup. Should be a real even matchup. But I'm gonna do what the guys at Vegas did, and I'm gonna give Kentucky the edge, seeing that they are at home. So I'm giving Kentucky the home field advantage win. I think they're a 3-point favorite just because of that. I think these two teams are pretty much evenly matched, if you ask me.
Thought it was a 1.5.
Oh, they changed it to 1.5. See, well, now I'm looking at it as 1 point. The 1 point. So Kentucky is a 1-point favorite as of right now, and the over and under is at 44. BB, the link is in it. You laughing?
Yeah, Florida gonna.
You laughing?
Florida gonna win, man.
Say Florida gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of the Florida fans gonna be wishing they win. And then they're going to be able to come on here and say, oh, we beat Kentucky and we beat Tennessee. We bite.
Kentucky undefeated, right?
Yeah, Kentucky 4-0. Kentucky fans, they could talk to me right now, and I'll be able to understand them, because that 4-0 language, it's something different about it. That 3-1 language, I don't know what they be saying, bro. I need a translator. See, I can understand you clearly. But when the Florida fans come in, I ain't gonna lie. I pull up Google Translate and let it run in the background, and I just read what they talking about.
Like aliens or something.
I need some kind of help from AI to read what these Florida fans be talking about. Now, I was listening to some of their spaces today, and I've been listening to some of the things they've been talking about. Basically DBs and what they got to do, grammar stuff. Special teams, all that stuff. So apparently Billy don't give a damn about special teams. Apparently he don't give a damn about the kickers, according to the Florida fans. So
come back to bite you in that. Hey, that kicker should be good though, bro. That man just kicked like 5 field goals.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, if you had to give out the Heisman Trophy, it probably should go to Florida kicker. That boy was out there. Listen, Man, my boy feet probably needed a good rubbing that night. That boy was kicking his butt off.
And what if they ran the rest of the games by like literally straight field goals?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Florida's their main issues in the red zone. They can create plays now. Don't get me wrong. Dinks and dunks, run the ball. You know, because really we haven't been seeing any long passes. 20 yards or more from Graham Mertz. His numbers are terrible. Of course, you're gonna have a high percentage as a quarterback when you don't really throw the ball that far. You don't take no shots really.
That's true too, now.
I think the best pass he had all year was that one highlighted pass to Ricky Parcell. Other than that, we haven't seen much.
They said that catch was better than Odell. I don't see it.
Nah, I don't see it either. Nah, I don't see it. Nah, he did.
That ain't no shade. I really don't see that.
Nah, I want to say this. The catch that he made. If I'm his agent, especially that Florida does, is being endorsed by Jordan. If you look at how he spread out to catch that ball, he actually looked like he's creating the Jordan symbol just as a football catch.
That's true.
I would use that. Get me a shoe deal or something. Get me a Jordan deal or something. Reach out to them. But that's just me thinking. I might be thinking too much.
Look like Jumpman.
Exactly. Hold on a second.
Well, BB ain't coming in.
Yeah, BB in the chat, but I don't think he want to come in tonight because. Oh, there you go. I was gonna say I don't think he want to come in and say how they gonna beat the Kentucky Wildcats and then Kentucky put a whooping on them.
Yeah,
So BB man, I've been listening to your boys this morning. Q and Silk and all of them.
Yeah.
And they was breaking down your whole team and Kentucky and all this. What's your thoughts on this game?
Play caller. Offensive play caller.
Where specifically?
That's what it come down to.
Where specifically?
Best passing concept.
Man, I would say definitely in the red zone.
Well, yeah, we definitely got to improve the red zone. We, like you said, we do move the ball. We just, we get in that red zone. I don't know what goes on.
I think if your kicker make 5 field goals this week, y'all lose by 30.
Yeah. We found out we got a kicker because we didn't have one.
You know who could have used that kicker though? Clemson could have borrowed him.
Yeah, shit. We could have used Clemson. I could have said we could have used Clemson kicker the week before. We didn't know we had one.
Now, let me get your take on this because I've seen Florida State fans been talking. They say that basically the DBs that they went up against with Clemson is the best DBs they're gonna see all season. What do you think about that? Is Jason Marshall gonna have something to say about that?
I ain't gonna even say Jason Marshall because Jason Marshall ain't been playing the best out of DBs. I say Kimber and Moore.
That's another name I've been hearing about today. To say gonna start on the opposite side of him.
Yeah, Kimber the one been really locking people down.
Isn't he a freshman?
Mm-mm. Yeah, red shirt sophomore.
Okay, so y'all pretty young, but the young ain't too young.
Yeah, we young and talented.
So what about Kentucky? What's the pros and cons of Kentucky to you?
Well, with Kentucky, you always know you gotta play discipline. They're not gonna beat themselves. You gotta go out there and beat them. Mark Stoops, he always gonna have a great defense. They're gonna be physical. It's gonna be. They play a lot of man. That's what they do. They're not gonna give you nothing easy. So I say it's like playing Utah. It's like playing Utah again.
Now this game, let's see where it's on ESPN and it starts at 12 p.m. So it's an early morning game.
Yeah,
Basically college football kickoff.
yeah. Normally we play Kentucky at night. That's a difference. That
All right, so
might help.
obviously you guys still haven't gotten rid of the East and West. Are they getting rid of that next year, or is it going to still stay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's over after this trip.
So as of right now in conference play, basically the three of you guys are tied for first with the Gators, Kentucky, and Georgia.
Georgia, yeah.
And obviously, South Carolina and Vanderbilt, you play them next, plus Georgia. And then who else is on that side? What, Missouri?
Missouri, that's it.
You'll take
Yeah.
care of. Okay, so obviously Tennessee, you've already beaten them, which still a surprise to me till today.
I tell you.
Nah, let's just say you lose this game tomorrow. What's gonna be the feel and the atmosphere in Gainesville? Is it
Well, I say a lot of people be mad because we still losing to Kentucky.
I think it depends on how they lose, bro.
Yeah,
Kenny?
I mean that too, but you're supposed to be losing to Kentucky. They have a 3-year winning streak,
Kenny,
so
hold on,
it
Kenny,
wouldn't be good.
you gotta check your signal because you chipping in and out. Now, obviously Kentucky isn't this a ranked matchup?
No, I don't think Kentucky ranked.
Okay, so Florida's ranked at 22 and Kentucky's not. Okay, so if you guys beat them, you'll be 4-1. I'm trying to see something how you guys could actually move up into the rankings. Because obviously, if you beat Kentucky, they're 4-0. It's not
I
no.
mean,
Let's see who Kentucky played and how they beat them. You
well,
know,
we could move because I think Colorado will lose. They like 19.
nah, Colorado's not ranked. Last time I checked.
And I thought they were like 19.
Nah, last time I checked, after that beating they got kicked out.
They got lost. They got
Uh,
whooped. Then they got pushed.
okay.
From what I heard, they still got an ice bag on that beat down.
Yeah, yeah, I can believe it.
So see Kentucky. So they played Ball State, beat them 44 to 14. Um, then they played what you call it? Who is this? EKU, Eastern Kentucky. I'm guessing
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
beat them 28 to 17. Then they beat Akron 35 to 3. Beat Vanderbilt 45 to 28. So clearly they've handled business so far. Vanderbilt looked like it seemed to be a pushover this year. You guys are probably going to be a lot more. I think Florida and Tennessee probably on the same level. Maybe if you got a different opinion than me, you could elaborate.
No, I mean we about on the same par.
Now,
I don't think we like years ahead of them no more.
position for position, I'm gonna just name out the position. You tell me which team has the best,
Yeah.
position or whatever. We can start with the quarterback.
Quarterback, I'll give it the what's his name? Devin Leary.
Devin Leary. You think the
Yeah.
numbers that he's putting up over there at Kentucky is better than Graham Mertz?
I mean, well, yeah, they throw the ball people down the field. I mean, you talk. I mean, Kentucky do got some good receivers though. People don't really know about Brown and some of them other boys. They got some receivers though.
Um, no, let's see. Let me see if he distribute the balls around. Speaking of receivers, who would you give that notch to, Kentucky or Florida?
You got to go with Kentucky. I think we got the more talented player, but they gonna put up the numbers because they throw the ball.
Okay, so their three top receivers all have
Yeah,
about 13 to 16 catches.
yeah.
One's almost at 300, the other's at 214, and one's at almost 200. Then you got the running back. He's got 10 catches for 137 yards, and the tight end He's got 5 catches for 105. Yeah, so they do distribute the ball pretty good.
Yeah.
I think y'all might be on the same level, to be honest. But
I mean, if we threw the ball vertically, then I would say yes, but we just don't do that. So I'm gonna say Kentucky. But
yeah,
like, if we bring out talent, no, they don't. I think we got the better receivers, just talent, but they got the production.
what do you think is holding Billy back from actually playing some of the younger receivers? Because I've been hearing your fan base, complaining about Andy Jean not getting more snaps than he does, and a couple more of the other guys.
Well, with Gene, it was more because he was hurt. He had an MCL in fall camp. So he really been back since the Tennessee game. But
Well,
yeah, we want Gene to play more though, because when he do touch the ball, he do a lot. That's the thing. We got some when we do give our young talented receivers the ball, you see it. But I don't know.
when you look at Kentucky from a defensive standpoint, actually, we're still on the offense. The offensive line. What do you think? Is Florida offensive line better than Kentucky's, or will they be able to give
Uh,
Devin Leary a lot of time in their pocket?
I don't think they're gonna be able to give him a lot of time. That's like their weakness. Even though they throw the ball well, they really they ain't good at blocking though too much.
Now, Florida's defensive line, I haven't been hearing pretty much nothing about them. I don't even know any highlighted player on y'all defensive line.
No, yeah. Well, Princeton got the highest PFL
Hold
pass
on,
rusher.
let me mute Ken because he got a whole lot going on.
Uh,
Yeah, so um, okay. So back to the D line. So
yeah,
who were you saying?
Princely. I just see yesterday he got the highest pass rushing rate in the country.
Yeah, I seen some of those stuff too. I also seen that Graham Mertz was listed as one of the best quarterbacks when it comes to completions.
Yeah, percentage.
I think he's number 3 on that list.
Yeah,
I didn't want to kind of give him no
I know
praise
you
for
don't.
it because it's all dinks and dunks, 20 yards or
Yeah,
less. The explosive
yeah. I
plays
mean,
I mean, like you said, you guys haven't been going vertical. It
nah,
kind of
like
like
it
kind of
be.
remind
That's
me
the
of
thing
mine.
though. It do in a way, but the thing be, it be people open. But I say this, he lock on to Pearsall too much. That's one thing I don't like about Murray. He lock on to Pearsall, like how like Tyler Van Dyke would throw to Restrepo, look for Restrepo all the time first. That's what he does. That's the only thing we don't like because it beat people open. Like say if it's we have a person open for 10, we have a person open for 15, 20 yards, but he'll make the same throw instead of he'll throw the like the 8 to 10 yard route instead of taking the shot. So that'd be a lot of frustration too. Because a lot of times the tight end be wide open down the seam and he don't throw it. I don't
So
know
he's
if he don't
kind of
trust
like
it or what it might be, but he just don't do it.
he's kind of like Tyler Van Dyke when he used to lock on to Restrepo.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I compare it to because he got other guys open, but he'll look for Pearsall first. But the other,
Mhm.
like Caleb Douglas, shit, that man always open. If you just go look back at the film, he just be always open. He just don't throw
I've
it.
been I've been seeing the little clips that you guys be posting, and yeah, a lot of the receivers do be open, but most of the time he can't even throw it to him because of the pressure though, because the offensive
Sometimes
line
that
just
be a
can't.
problem too. Yeah, I agree with that. Sometimes that do be the problem too. Eh, then it'll be if the line do hold, he won't throw it. I don't know.
How many times have you
But
been sacked this season?
yeah, this been a lot. He been hit too much. He been hit way too much.
What would be
But
the
I
reason?
know
What would be the
a lot of it be because I think our center be now. He be now too. So he's the leader of the O line. Like he the one pick out pick out like where the blitz coming from and all of that. So because like when he played again in the Tennessee game, that's when we see the difference in our O line. But all the other games when he haven't been playing, our O line look like trash.
oh,
I- That's why our offensive line is so bad. Because he only played in the Tennessee game, but he back this week.
what about your linebackers compared to their linebackers?
Oh, I'm taking my linebackers. I'm taking my two linebackers over any linebacker core in the country.
Oh, really?
Oh, you ready?
Who are these
Let's go
guys?
watch Scooby and tomorrow. Scooby and tomorrow.
What have they done?
They've
Why
been
haven't I
tackling
heard of
their
them?
ass off. I don't know why you haven't heard of them, but
Are they
Utah
really
game
impactful
Smart had
too?
13 tackles. Scooby in the Tennessee game, he played like side.
So you guys got better linebackers than Florida State?
Hell yeah. And they sophomores. Bethune and Delote messing with Scooby and Samar.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
heard that today?
linebacker on sideline to sideline.
Bro, I ain't worrying about that, bro.
So Florida got better
I'll take
linebackers than Florida State do.
hey,
We'll see
not this
tomorrow.
Florida State. Oh, you will see. They won't be the problem if we lose. I guarantee you that.
I hear
I
you.
ain't gonna say nobody on our defense gonna be the problem. It's the offense. The defense showing me. I don't question nothing on defense.
What do you
I
think,
know what
Trevor?
they can do.
What do you think, Lawrence? Not Lawrence. What's
ETN,
ETN's number is gonna be?
yeah. For Kingsley back, I say we can get 100. He can get 100 with Kingsley back if we feed it to him like we should. That's another problem.
I think if you beat Kentucky, you're gonna have to run the ball.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Ain't no doubt about it.
And
I
what's the
mean,
hate?
I would say that's their weakness. They not as stout up front like they used to be. Like they've been in
They
the past couple years. They normally always have
they
some
pass
big
rushing
D
it.
tackles.
They Russian defense is supposed to be good this year.
No, it's not. That's why I say it's not what we're accustomed to seeing from Kentucky. It's still good, but it's you can move them this year. That's what I'm saying.
Now let me ask you if you agree with this. Quarterback, O line, linebacker, DB, Kentucky. Running back, wide receiver, tight end, defensive line, Florida.
Yeah, they should win.
No, BB just dropped off. Hold on. Put the link back in the chat. Oh, there you go. So you just told me that y'all got pretty much almost the best linebackers in the country, but your guy here is saying that the linebackers for Kentucky is better than y'all.
Well, that's how you feel. I can't
Who,
change that.
who said that?
That's a Florida fan.
Oh,
That's what he thinks. Who, Matthew Walker? That's him. I'm taking Scooby tomorrow.
Now, are you being a fan, or are you being
No.
unbiased?
No. Ain't no fan. Ain't been no fan. They just been playing that good.
Have you watched Florida State linebackers play?
They just been playing that good. Yeah, I like Bethune. I like Bethune a lot.
So you say they can't go
He's
sideline to
an NFL
sideline?
linebacker. No, I ain't say. I said mine can both of them. I think Bethune can. I don't know about Deloach that much. He can do it for a little bit, but I don't think he's. I don't
Man,
think he on their
by
level. Like
third, fourth quarter, the loach be deflated.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he can do it too long. That's what I was saying. Now Bethune, yes, he can do it. I think he's more consistent doing it out of Deloach. Yeah. But I just every game I just see my two linebackers run the sideline to sideline, busting people. So I like it.
Is Kentucky DBs better than Florida's? You think Kentucky DBs are better than y'all?
No, but I ain't gonna say Kentucky don't got none because that's Mark Stoops bad right there. He's a DB coach. That's Mark Stoops bad right there. He don't coach them DBs. They gonna be good. They gonna play first man to man. That's what they do.
Somebody said, laugh out loud, Cap, we got the better linebacker room. So Florida think they got the better linebacker room. I don't know, Matthew Walker.
Yeah, I do too.
Your
I don't
own
know what
fans ain't
Matthew
agreeing
Walker
with
be
you.
watching. I don't know what he been watching. Mm-mm.
Florida fans saying one thing, but the other fans saying another. What do you think the score gonna be
Yeah,
in
I
this
don't know
game?
what he been watching. Could be low. Like 24, 17, something up in that range. I think
You
both
think
offenses might struggle for a little bit.
you taking Florida to win?
Um, I'm somewhat. It all depends. Why it just it's the offense. I want to say yeah, but if my offense was a little better, I have confidence, and I say yeah. But I don't know. I don't really know.
Jaheim said y'all DBs can't cover.
Well, that's cool. What DB can't cover? Well, if you talking about three, cause yeah, he didn't get beat all year. Nah, outside of that, show me another one. Cause Devin Moore
Wait,
didn't
so
give up a touchdown. He been getting beat. Kimber ain't been. I don't
so
know where
Jason
Kimber.
Marshall been
He,
getting
I don't think the person can call a pass from Kimber.
so Jason
Yeah,
Marshall.
Marshall's the weak link.
Wow. I told
Yeah,
me he was a first rounder.
Marshall is the weak link. He ain't playing like it right now.
What's the
I don't know what's
update
wrong
on what's the update on
with him.
Wilson?
Mar. Mm, yeah, yeah, the writing is on the wall. Look at the depth chart.
What do you think their what do you think their issue was with him?
Uh, I tell y'all lie. I tell y'all lie. I ain't gonna put it out there.
Right.
But he just they just know they don't like him in safety. Just that's the thing.
They don't do what?
They don't like him in safety.
Or they want him to come down and play linebacker?
Uh, Pretty much.
So you
They
got a
don't want to.
James Williams situation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See, Kamari, you should have came to Miami like we told you. You want to be flashy
Go ahead.
and
Go ahead and put me in. Go make me your safety.
we got people down here that could really
I
develop.
don't know if y'all want to do it.
We got real developers down
Okay.
here.
It's hard to develop somebody stiff in the hip. But go ahead.
Hey,
He's just not a
y'all think Jit
safety
gonna leave
himself.
Colorado?
Who?
Jit.
Kamani.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah. If I was him, though, he should have. I
If
don't think he
Kamani,
will. I don't think he will because
I
if
see
you know the
Sam.
baggage with the money, nah.
I see Sam in the building. Sam, the link's in the chat.
He, nah. I think he's sticking out. I think he should stick it out there too.
If he does leave
I
Colorado, where
think
would he go?
he needs somebody to
I don't
lead.
think nobody. I think he's gonna
That's
have
what
to
I'm
go
trying
to
to
like.
say, CP1.
He ain't gonna be able to go to no one of these Florida teams. Not no Power Five.
No. He definitely, he definitely can't come to Florida.
Why not?
Miami ain't gonna take that man. Though.
CP1, you
Florida
know
State
why?
ain't gonna take him, and Florida, I don't think they gonna take him.
No. If we would have took him, we would have took him last year. After he decommitted from y'all.
He never decommitted from us.
He never decommitted from y'all?
Nah, he just went
Was
straight
he
up and
flip? He
committed.
just flipped, right?
He just flipped. Y'all didn't even see that coming.
What you say? No, because like I said, he lied to Raymond. He told Raymond he was coming Wednesday. So he burned that bridge. It was over. But that didn't stop him from calling Florida after he
I really
committed to
do feel
y'all.
like that's a bridge burner. No lie.
Yeah, he lied. And then we got turned off. It's what you hear Dion saying, that was going on in high school. That man got off the field trouble, problems like that. So that was another red flag.
He one of those guys that think he's just talented enough to just get on the field.
But you gotta think he's been you say I guess he been given everything. So in certain ways, he been
Is that
given
a is
everything.
that a common issue with them kids in Lakeland?
Well, not the ones from not with the Pouncies and Rainy down and Black, nah.
Even not even Derwin James.
But I don't know about or Duran, nah, or Darren James. Those that's different. Kamani just different. And that's what we're trying to see. When y'all got him, we were trying to tell y'all, but y'all thought we would say it because he picked y'all. But if you
Y'all
just know
look.
the off the field stuff, it's way more stuff that ain't even been out yet. It just we good on Kamani.
I ain't gonna lie. When we got him,
Good.
y'all was low key hating.
Some people gonna hate though, but if you don't know what's going on, of course you just gonna hate or say things that you just saying things. But it's a reason why he didn't go to Florida. It's a reason. And that's why I say even when he committed, y'all, he still was calling Raymond phone.
Man, that's tough. I don't
Raymond
think
was just when he did what he did, it was over. Raymond just said he wasn't fooling with him. And there was still stuff going on off the field with him. So
Sam, what's going on, boss?
it was done.
What's good, bro?
What you think about this game tomorrow, man?
You want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to act like a Gator fan?
Tell me the truth.
Tell the truth.
It'll set me free.
I think going in tomorrow, if the offense don't put up points, we're gonna get our ass kicked. I'm sorry.
How
Kentucky is
bad?
not that. I'd say by 10
He,
points at least. Kentucky is not
I,
as good as they're claiming they are with a 4-0 start. That is true, but they're still not that bad. Like they do have a decent defense. It ain't Georgia's defense, but it's it's like second or third runner up for it. Um, I still think Florida has a good chance to win this game though. Honestly, they come out there like they did Tennessee game. I think They handle business. I think this is a must-win game for them too. Because if you win this game,
Agreed.
I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed you win the next two, but you beat Kentucky, you more than likely are gonna go 6-1 running into Georgia. Because South Carolina isn't really about much, if we're being honest. And Vanderbilt, they're gonna win. They're gonna win one time every 50 years. So let's be honest. That happens. So I think the Vandy game that just needed to happen last year. So we got that out the way. But I think if we beat Kentucky tomorrow, we pretty much walk into Georgia 6-1. If we lose tomorrow, I'd say we walk into Georgia. What is it? 5-2, and then we go on from there. But it really just comes down to how the offense, if they're able to put up points.
I agree.
Because it's not like we just finna go out there and get outmatched. I think pound for pound, we kind of line up with Kentucky pretty solid. But I think with Kentucky having a good front seven, we're gonna have some challenges with running the ball. So if we're not able to get the run game started, it is going to be a long night for the University of Florida. I'm not saying we won't be able to win, but if we don't be,
alone.
the threshold for Florida to be able to say, okay, we ran the ball effectively, is about 150 yards on the ground, roughly.
Yep.
Roughly. If Florida hits that 150-yard mark, there's a good. I'm not gonna say give you a percentage because I'm not God. I'm not God. I can't tell you the exact percent. But if Florida has over 150 yards rushing on the ground, there's a good chance they win that game because that means they was able to move the ball on the ground effectively. Anything under, if anything under, can they still win? Yeah, but it's like very slim to none because Kentucky.
Kentucky's not gonna beat themselves. They're not gonna beat themselves.
They're not one of the. They're not one of the teams to just a bunch of dumb penalties to just put them in like real bad situations. Yeah. They pretty. I ain't gonna say they're pretty well coached, but they're pretty good coach. Like they're not a. You can say they're a well disciplined team to say the least. Yeah. On any good year, they just don't always have the athletes to demonstrate it. Yeah, because
I compare it to.
Yeah, like they're not trash. They're not gonna beat themselves up in the game. Like you're gonna have to beat Kentucky. Like when Georgia plays Kentucky, Georgia's gonna have to score points and put their foot on their neck. Kentucky isn't just gonna go in there and just lay down. You're gonna have to beat them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they did a few segments on ESPN on the Florida Gators. About to play what they said. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it on the side. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted for it. This is for basically fair use, commentary purposes. ESPN and anybody that represents ESPN. If you have a problem with this, my email is in the description of the channel.
Beat Florida 31 in a row. But here they are on Saturday looking for their third straight, which they haven't done since the 40s bled into the 50s. I mean, it's incredible. What decides who wins that ball game Saturday?
Yeah, I think it'll be the decision-making at the quarterback spot, especially from Kentucky's perspective. A couple of picks last week by Devin Leary. They still really haven't started to click offensively in the passing game. The run game hasn't gotten going. He has to make sure that he makes good decisions with the football. His receivers got to help him too, Key. But to me, I think it comes down to quarterback play. And when I look at Devin Leary, he's got to play cleaner.
Yeah, he has to play cleaner. But then on the defensive side, they have to be able to give the ball back to Devin Leary. Look, we know when Devin Leary plays, he's been getting off to a slow start. They'll sometimes throw inopportune times, they throw interceptions. And so with knowing that defensively, they have to stop the run. Florida coming in with a big running game. And if they can do that and give more opportunities to the offensive side, especially with Leary at quarterback, they got a chance.
How do you assess Graham Mertz? He came in, a lot of people criticized Florida and Billy Napier. Oh, that's the best you could get in. He hasn't been very good at Wisconsin consistently. Feels like he's fit in nicely, though, with Florida, has he not?
I think he looks more comfortable in the Florida offense than he did in his years in Wisconsin. I mean, there was a lot of hope, so maybe that was relative to the expectations. So to me, has he set the world on fire? He hasn't. You think about the big win versus Tennessee, it was the ground game that really won that game for Florida. They got to be better in the red zone. This past week, especially, you can't be kicking field goals, especially, I think, versus Kentucky, where a defense that's going to be stingy, they're going to make it hard to run between the tackles, big bodies. I think that once you get down there, if you're Florida, you better start coming away with sixes. That's where I think Graham Mertz could be more efficient, is in that part of the field.
Yeah, and just managing the game. Oftentimes we think of quarterbacks as game managers, and sometimes that comes off as disrespect. But I think Graham Mertz is the perfect game manager, and he comes in and he makes some of the key throws at the best times. Bottom line is this: in order for them to win this game, they got to be able to continue to rush the football well. But when at times on third down, when I looked at the tape last week when they were playing against Charlotte defense gave them a lot of trouble. And so he can't turn that football over, and he has to be able to make the better reads on third down.
All right, y'all heard them. They pretty much saying the same thing I'm saying. That y'all got to get it together in the red zone. Y'all can't be out here settling for field goals.
I mean, but we already knew that, though. Like that was kind of.
We love our house.
You know,
the outdoor space is great, but we do have invasive weeds.
Yeah, my thing is dink and dunk. That's what Graham Mertz has been known for this season. The red zone should be a perfect place for him.
So I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, you know what?
The thing is,
Go ahead.
so last week, I know you probably heard. To you, it sounds like an excuse, but a lot of key linemen on the offensive line, a lot of linemen didn't get a lot of play until like starting offensive line. Some of the guys didn't play at all. Like they kind of rested those guys so that they'll be better prepared, or not prepared, but healthier for this game because it's a bigger game. I think what really happened was when you look back at the film, it was a lot of mental errors. It wasn't like, Charlotte was just blowing Florida off the line of scrimmage on the defensive side of the ball. It was a lot of mental errors, a lot of miss run block assignments, not looking at the right person, not identifying the mic, not like it was a lot of dumb mistakes that, you put, Kingsley back in there. That doesn't happen necessarily as often. Not saying there isn't going to be an offensive lineman that's not going to, mess up, because it happens all the time. I'm saying you put the starting center back in, and it's less confusion on who got number 53. So that's kind of what happened last week. Now, is it acceptable against Charlotte? No, but let's be honest. We sitting here beating a dead horse saying, "Oh, Florida, that was a trash win," when everybody have trash wins now. Come on now. It happens. We won still at the end of the day, yeah, but everybody just saying, "Oh, it wasn't pretty and flashy." I get it. You said this before the season even started. Florida is very young. So just being able to blow a team out and then put in your second and third string and just coast and just make it look fancy, they ain't necessarily there yet to do that. You can't really just say, "Oh, they just should be able to do that." But they had a lot of mental errors last weekend. They really did. In the red zone. In the red zone, that's where the mental errors came in. I do think Graham Mertz should be able to score more effectively in the red zone, but it's going to come down to matching up in the trenches. Because, again, you got people this was their first offensive snaps in their college career. And regardless of the stage or whatever you're saying, this is college football. Some kids that, what I'm saying, they might not be just yet ready. Like, they're still developing. There's all kind of things that play into that. So, it's a lot of reasons why that game looked like that.
All right, so we got a UK Kentucky alumni, Daniels. I guess he gave his perspective on this rivalry, so we're gonna see what he's talking about. All right, so we'll mute the commercial. got a 30-second commercial or whatever. So,
Y'all got a bye week this week,
yeah, Miami and Florida State, they off.
so y'all play next week.
Georgia Tech,
Oh,
easy
okay.
dub.
Yeah. Do they still run that wishbone?
Nah. Florida State play Virginia Tech. That's an easy dub for them too. But hey, never mind. I take that back. They'll beat them by 2.
Hey, that'd be funny if they really did barely scrape by them.
It'll be funny if Kentucky blow y'all out.
You must be a Seminole.
He is.
I knew from the sound of your voice, the way you talk, I wouldn't go like you. You just sound like a Seminole.
Thank you.
Jeez, I just could tell. I'm just my bad too, T2. I just could tell he was a Seminole. Like,
You good.
like, the energy was just off. Like everybody having a good time and just
Rivalry because
Seminole.
All right, so let's hear what the former alumni had to say about this Florida Kentucky
rivalry because for a while there it was Florida just 31 in a row, and it became a thing. That has flipped. What's the hatred like for Wildcat fans going against Gator fans?
I don't necessarily think there's much, hatred. I mean, that's a really big word. I mean, but the rivalry has definitely, picked up and increased since we started competing with Florida. And this would be the first time Kentucky's beat Florida 3 times in a row since 1948. So it'd be a huge win for this program, a monumental staple win. To say, hey, the brand of Kentucky football is here. We're here to stay. And it'd be big for us to go up in the SEC East with a big win last week against Vandy. And at the end of the day, man, there's a reason why it's such a good rivalry. You got 2 passionate fan bases. You got 2 teams that are nitty gritty and like to get after it in between the lines. And at the end of the day, it just makes for good football.
Cash, for so long, the topic of conversation during Florida-Kentucky week is the 31-year win streak. You were part of that team that broke that streak. You did it down in Gainesville. Like, now I think Kentucky players actually think they're going to win the game. For a while there, I think maybe they hoped that they were going to win, but even if they didn't know a ton about it, they had to hear about that 31-game win streak. What are your memories of going back and breaking that, and the mindset you think now that's different between what it used to be and where Kentucky players are now as it relates to the Gators?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I can remember my first 2 years on campus. It was a hope of, I hope we can go down there and compete. It really wasn't a mindset of, I know that we can go down here and win. But that 2018 team, there was just an attitude shift, a mind shift change going into camp, even in spring ball, to where guys like Josh Allen, guys like Mike Edwards, CJ Conrad, all that senior leadership we had on that team were like, hey, listen, like we have the talent to do it. If we go out and put in the work every single day on the practice field and in the weight room and the film room and literally have a purpose with everything that we do, we can play with anybody in the country. And I can just remember a different feeling, walking into that stadium that night, and the air was different, the vibes were different, the smelling salts were hitting different. So it was just a different attitude. But now, to where we have shown success against Florida, it is now a mindset of we expect to win every single ball game we step out on the field. Doesn't matter if it's Florida, doesn't matter if it's Florida A&T and technical, it doesn't matter if it's Alabama. Like, we expect to win. That's the mindset you have to have, because if you don't have that sense of confidence in yourself and your teammates, your abilities, there's really no reason for you to step on that field in the beginning.
Yeah, and that's a credit that you helped build. A bunch of those guys helped build down there in Lexington, especially Coach Stoops. Where's one matchup in this game that you think Kentucky clearly has an advantage over the Gators?
I really want to see our front 7 get after this Florida run game. I think it's been very heavy on the run for Florida these past couple of weeks. You saw what they've done here recently, and I think that our front 7, this is going to be probably one of the matchups where we get tested. I think overall this is going to be our first true test. I mean, if you look at our schedule leading up, it's not like how it used to be. You used to have our 1 non-conference game or 2 non-conference games, then go play Florida, where we have an actual ranked opponent, SEC opponent, an actual test. So where we've played 3 out-of-conference opponents, we've played Vandy, and now this is going to be our first test, 5th game into the season. And so this is really what's going to be the identifying factor for this team. Who are they on offense? Who are they on defense? And I really just want to see this front seven, as talented, as stouted as they are, from Deion Walker on the defensive line to Trevin Wallace back there holding things down at the middle linebacker position. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this front seven can do up against a big Florida offensive line and a powerful run game. So that's one matchup that I'm really looking forward to.
There you have it. There you have it. My guy has spoken. He expect to win.
To tell you the truth, bro, this only a good conversation for a football game is simply because Florida they finally broke the streak, bro. 31 years. I'm not even 31. I'm not even in my 30s. I've only ever seen Kentucky beat Florida twice in my entire life, and that was recent years. So it's not like it's a real rivalry. It's a rivalry for them because, hey, we finally able to compete with you guys. Yay. But that's about it.
From what you hear, they're not looking at it that way no more. They're looking to go 31 straight.
Okay.
And as far as they're concerned, they're looking to even past Florida. They're looking at any team they play.
They said that last year after all of that, and they beat us, and then they got monkey stomped by Georgia. And didn't they lose to Tennessee?
Hey, be like that sometimes.
I'm just saying, like, I get it. For the most part, bro, like, I wish you still had the videos from months ago when we had these conversations. Teams like Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, on paper and doing, like, preseason, bro, those teams look like all Americans. They got all the best key players. They're doing all this. And then they get on the field, and everybody throw them a bunch of excuses. And oftentimes it's the same thing, bro. How often do you see Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina really, truly just they're just that guy on all cylinders of football? Hell, the three teams I just said, how often are they in the top 10 in recruiting outside of the last year or two? I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, how often do these guys really do compete on a national level? Like, Kentucky is one of the few bald-headed stepchilds of the SEC. Like, no one really cares about Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? They got some very nice uniforms, I guess, but you know, and the stadium when it's blue out and all that, that looks real nice, and they can get real loud. But let's be real. I think on a Miami good year, y'all could beat Kentucky because they have the same mistakes every time they play any team. They seriously, they get out talented. Miami has a more talented D line than them, a more talented O line than them. Y'all probably could beat them. It's not like Kentucky is just this all world beating. These teams be the same. They just be hyped up.
I agree with you. I think we'll beat both Kentucky and Florida right now.
Of course you would, but that's as far as it'll go now. You pushing it a little bit now. No, but
Miami.
I'm just saying though, like on the real, because like a lot of times y'all be saying these teams that like, oh, they raw and they gonna be good this year. No, they not. No, they're not. Like it's a very fine line between like where certain teams are really at. Florida's not an A-tier team right now, obviously. Hell, they're not even a B-tier team. They are a C- team right now. On the real, all jokes aside, they're a C-, and they only a C because that defense, truthfully, but that's a different story. They're a C- right now. Kentucky is a strong D, not even a D+. They're a D. Tennessee, D+.
If you look at the stretch that they about to go on, they about to play Florida,
Georgia.
Missouri, who's ranked now.
Missouri, I think Missouri might be the only team that might rival Georgia outside of us when we play them. And I think they got a better chance to beat them than us.
What's going on in Missouri? Why is Missouri ranked?
Because Missouri is not trash. Missouri is a team that actually
got a lot of offensive weapons.
Yes, they do. Missouri is not.
They got Luther Burton. They got
a lot of talent. They loaded.
Yeah. People sleeping on Missouri, but
don't Georgia play? Don't Georgia play Missouri at Missouri this year?
Nah, that was last year.
Yeah,
that's why the game was so close. And we gotta go Missouri. I'm scared of that game.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie.
because they have they got a lot of talent and a lot of skilled players around that whole roster.
Yeah.
If you're looking at Missouri's schedule, I mean not Missouri, Kentucky schedule, they got a huge stretch they coming down right now. The next 4 games, Florida ranked, Georgia ranked, Missouri ranked, Tennessee's ranked, Mississippi State's on there, but they're not. They're really nothing.
They'll get Mississippi State, I think.
Why
They're too
can somebody
far.
please tell me, please, why is Mississippi State and Ole Miss and Arkansas teams of conversation of top 25? I don't understand that. I don't buy into that. Like I'm not being biased. I'm just being honest. What the hell is the hype behind Mississippi State when they lose almost every game? What's the hype behind Arkansas when what relevant games do they win? And Ole Miss, they just the little brother of Alabama and Auburn. So why are they considered to be any type of anything in any conversation of top 25? That conference has always been Bama, LSU, Auburn. They just get slapped around.
Be like that sometimes. All I'm saying is, y'all better not sleep on Missouri this year.
Oh no, that Florida is that's not a game that Florida sleep on. Like
Hey, let's just say
they beat themselves last year when we played them, so I'm gonna leave that at that.
let's say this: Kentucky beats Florida. How much of a run do you think they'll give Georgia for their money?
Kentucky?
Who, Kentucky? No, they never played Georgia well. You know why? Because they play to Georgia's strength. You play to Georgia identity, and you don't have the athletes to match up. So that's why Kentucky never played well against Georgia. Even
And
when
it
you take
always and that's the funniest thing that anybody could have said. That's very true. I agree with you, by the way. The thing is, Kentucky lines up well. You just hit the nail on the head with that one. They always play into Georgia's strength. Like if Georgia
they
want to
do.
run the ball, Kentucky is gonna run I'm talking about the weakest front seven that they can possibly muster. If Georgia want to throw the ball and stretch the ball down the field to Brock Bowers, guess who's finna be in man coverage for the next 8 plays?
They never played good against Georgia. So they play today. Maybe this year might be different because they throwing the ball around. But normally they just run to a brick wall when they play Georgia. They try to play bully ball, but you can't out bully Georgia.
Yeah.
So we got a little clip here from Feinbaum. Let's see what he had to say.
In terms of preparation, because I've always been told, I don't understand it like you do. That I mean, do you know on Friday night or Saturday morning when you're walking off the bus? I mean, do you know how well you prepared? Do you think back? Okay, maybe. I mean, I would think the mind's always wandering.
The mind is definitely always going, and that's why probably most of the coaches you talk to, we have a hard time sleeping because you can't shut the mind down. You know, you're always thinking of things and what you can do better or how you got to alter things. But I do feel good about this team the last couple weeks. That doesn't mean we haven't played perfect at all. I think our best football is in front of us. But I really like the way our team has attacked it and prepared each and every week. I feel like they understand, you know, some areas where we're falling short and where we need to be more consistent. I see them making a conscious effort to improve, and you know, and I feel good about that. You know, that doesn't mean it's always going to carry over.
Wait, pause. I've seen a lot of these segments. The crowd is always into it and everything. Why is Feinbaum shit so boring?
I don't even watch five no more.
Nobody making no noise. Everybody looking around confused.
You know, but I feel like we've had really good prep this week.
You have Liam Cohn back. He's been an important part of what you do.
Yeah, Kentucky
I
might have the humblest fans.
Every year, different quarterback. How how has his return affected, especially Devin Leary?
Yeah, I think it's incredible to have him back. I think the first thing you think about when you talk about Liam is just the energy and the belief he brings in the building and with our players. And then you're able to attract guys like Devin Leary because you have a coordinator that's so relatable. He does a great job with the X's and O's, but he does a really good job with the relationship piece and the motivation piece and relating to these young guys, and it's a fun offense to be a part of. And I think for him, I mean, he's harder on himself than I could ever be. And so I think there's times this year where we look really good, and the inconsistency has popped up, and I think that gets very frustrating. But I also look at it like the glass half full. I feel like
All right. Oh my God.
Yeah, they're more than that.
Coach, that's coach talk right there.
I was trying not to go to sleep because
Yeah, even the crowd ain't into it. No, what the heck,
well,
man?
Kentucky don't have that coach for a little minute, so they kind of know what they're getting with him.
Now,
And they
speaking of
let
coaches, your boy Dan Mullen done put out his picks for the week. Now, obviously, he been doing it all week now. I'm gonna go through these picks that he made. You guys can tell me if you agree or not, and then we're gonna shut this thing down. All right, so he's picking Utah over Oregon State. Utah +3.
that's
What
gonna
that
be a
game
good
at?
one. It's at Oregon State.
Ooh, that's
That game at Oregon State. I think I saw that
because
one.
when you think about it, Utah won most of all the big games been at home this year. The UCLA and us. That's gonna be interesting without Ken Rising. I'm gonna go Oregon State.
Yeah, I was going Oregon State, but Oregon State coming off a loss though.
Yeah, they lost. They did. That's why I think they're gonna get Utah because they home and they're coming off a loss. I think they're gonna be motivated.
He's taking LSU over Ole Miss. LSU by 3.
I think LSU gonna beat them by more than 3,
Yeah,
but I'm
more
going
than three.
LSU
Yeah.
because I don't. But I think LSU is not as good as people think. I think they're just better than the teams in that conference outside of Alabama. Because
Yeah.
Ole Miss is not that. Ole Miss is not that. I don't know what nobody's talking about. Ole Miss is not that.
You know why they
Um,
won't never be that? They don't play no defense.
he's
What you
taking
said?
Texas to beat Kansas by 17.
I
I
actually
ain't gonna say
really
about 17.
I need Kansas to. Well, I know Kansas is not going to win that game, but I need Texas to lose because
Yeah.
I think Texas is going to be the new Alabama, the new modern age Alabama. Well, one Bama or second string Georgia because they're looking real tough.
Bro,
I hear what you're saying,
that's your heart beating, boy. You scared.
yeah.
I ain't scared.
Nah, that's just reality because Texas, they can. They in the hotbed to do it.
I'm
Y'all
truth
see
be
the writing
told.
on the wall, huh?
I mean,
I
but
ain't
here's the
saying
thing,
that.
though.
I'm
Here's the
just
thing,
saying what
though.
he's saying is not far fetched.
I'm just
All I'm
being
telling
honest.
you is, with the resources that Texas got and the way they're recruiting right now, they're gonna come in there with a
Yeah.
bang.
I
They
think so
can.
too.
That's all
I
he's
think so
Y'all,
saying.
too.
and I'm letting you know now, y'all ain't finna outbid them in nothing.
Now that's
Uh,
where the discrepancy at because I don't
yeah.
because you got to look at it like this. In order for them to sit there and dominate the rest of the SEC, they have to outplay, and there's some teams in the way. They got to worry about Texas A&M, and they still got to worry about Auburn and Georgia. And before you can even say,
Yeah.
"Well, we got to worry about Florida." Nah, it's not that because everybody gonna be tough competition. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
but think
That's just
about
what
it.
it is.
Nick Saban's on the out.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
he's gonna retire after like a year or two from
you
now.
got a young Sarkeesian here. He's gonna be there for a while, as long as they keep winning.
Or unless some allegations pop up and they gotta fire him just to keep face call to the school.
If he could come into the SEC and make it to the SEC championship at least the first year, y'all are done.
I think
I
that
don't care what
falls.
he's doing.
I think no. I think that falls onto what conference that they get in. If listen, hear me good. If Texas goes to Bama's conference, they're going to the
But y'all
SEC
not gonna
championship.
have conference.
No, we ain't got no conference. Ain't no more conference.
Ain't no
We play
conference.
Texas next year.
It's gonna be no
Yeah.
We
divisions.
go to Texas.
It's gonna be straight up the best two.
Yeah, the best two play.
Bama's on the out. Y'all are in a young stage where
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Georgia's the
know.
top.
You
Man,
can't if you look into the if you're looking into the future, you cannot say Florida's out because this is what everybody's putting all their money in. Not everybody, but a lot of other people saying, "Well, Florida, y'all will be good next year, and the year after." Okay, cool. But if you're talking about that time, Florida's not expected to be a 6-5 team. Florida is expected to be a 9-10 win team. But at this time that you're talking about them walking into the SEC, so I don't
I'm gonna
think
tell you
it'll
what I
just be
see.
Georgia. I don't think it'll just be
I'm
Georgia.
gonna see Texas coming in there, kind of doing something similar to what Texas A&M and Missouri did when they first came in. But I don't think it turns out that way for Texas. I think they actually go through and maintain and dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't.
Especially
Well,
with
they can
Bama,
do it. They can.
especially with Bama, being the way Bama is right
And
now.
Texas
And
A&M is
on top
not
of
as
that,
good.
you got the rest of these teams that's middle of the pack that ain't advanced yet, like Tennessee and those guys. Texas about to make it even worse. Not to mention Oklahoma. Speaking of Oklahoma, Dan Mullen picking
I
Oklahoma over
don't.
Iowa State.
I don't see Oklahoma.
I
think
don't believe in Oklahoma
sink.
like that. I don't believe in
I
Oklahoma
think
like that. I
Oklahoma
think
gonna
Texas
sink.
gonna have way more success than
That's
Oklahoma.
what I'm saying. I think Oklahoma gonna
I
sink. I
don't see
think they're gonna win
Oklahoma.
some games, but
Me too.
I
I think
think
they're gonna sing it.
I think they're
They're
gonna
gonna
be
be in the middle of the road. Like they'll be winning like 9
now
and
that doesn't mean
10
that
and 10
doesn't
and
mean
11.
Oklahoma don't put up no fight and don't win no games and
That's
win some.
true. Yeah. That
I
don't mean
just
that.
think Texas is gonna walk in with a big bang, like you said, but I think it's gonna come down to this. How they look when they play Georgia, how they look when they play Tennessee, Florida, like the top tier, middle tier teams.
LSU,
Because you got to
them
think
type of teams.
Texas A&M isn't that good right now, so Texas is the best team in the state of Texas. Bama, as
Yeah.
you just said, they're on the decline. And what you gonna say? Well, Auburn is they trying,
We got
but
to give it a couple. They got to get some recruiting classes here.
like
But Auburn got the money.
Auburn could have
Nah.
stopped this whole Texas thing if they would have got Dion when they were supposed to. Because I think Dion would have took over that whole geological, like the geological, like the layout of the land with where the talent is at Auburn. He would have had all of what
he would have
needed.
killed Georgia. He would have ate in Georgia because
He would have
no
ate
Kirby don't
Georgia.
even.
He would have
Yeah.
ate Georgia, Texas, and Louisiana.
Hold on. Canes Football Talk. Thank you for the $2, but I can't put that on the screen. YouTube on they old thing, whatever right now.
A lot of teams lucky Dion didn't go to the South.
All
So
I'm saying
Clemson,
is this.
he's also taking Clemson over Syracuse.
T2R, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. My thing was tripping. But no, you good, bro. It's all love.
So you got Clemson over Syracuse also. These are Dan Mullen picks.
I can see why he's saying that. Syracuse is undefeated. They got a good little
Syracuse is 4-0 right now, but they're not the talk of the town.
Yeah.
I think right now all the teams in the ACC should be lining up to take a shot at Clemson right now.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
I agree.
Like everybody is.
I think once Florida State,
I think if
got over that hump,
if Syracuse beat them this week, that Florida State win is going to look trash.
I mean,
I think
you can't take that away because it's been
I could take it away.
7 years.
I could take it away. I seen what happened in that game.
It's just people don't call up recruits and they not taking no players out the portal and think you're gonna still win by that how you was doing it. Shit don't change. And that one ain't adjusted.
I told them that in the offseason. Nobody listened to me.
Yeah. That's what happens when you don't change.
I gotta slow down on the trolling because people don't be taking me serious.
Teach you why.
What you had said?
They don't be taking me
You ain't
serious.
never slow it down. Don't troll. Stop it. Every morning I see you tweets. How you gonna stop it? I like, look at this man. This man got to troll every 2 minutes.
If you want to be honest, you trolling is a part of like you breathing. It's just like second nature. You can't even help it.
Exactly. He can only go so long without doing
All right, so
it.
I saved this other one for last though, but Duke over Notre Dame.
I got Duke over Notre Dame too.
I think it's too early to say Duke is a football program right now.
I ain't
A
gonna say
football
that.
I'm
institution.
taking Notre Dame for this win, man. I think this is gonna be a huge
Yeah,
letdown for Duke. As much as we want to rally behind them because we ain't never seen them do nothing, I don't think this is the week.
I don't think this the team. I think Notre Dame got a real good defense and a very strong offense, and I think they can beat the piss out of them. I think the first quarter gonna look. I think the first quarter gonna look good, and everybody gonna be like, "Yeah, Duke got a good chance." And I think by the end of the third quarter, everybody gonna be flipping through the challenge like, "God damn, Duke, for real? I thought y'all were gonna win, but y'all ain't pull
Only
it
reason
off."
why I don't
Watch
think that like that because Duke at home. I think it's gonna be close. I don't think they're gonna get blew out of it.
I just got a,
I
I
don't
just
think
got a
Duke
feeling.
fan
I
base. I
just
don't
got a
think
gut feeling
Or they
that
say,
Notre Dame is just gonna gut them.
I don't know, man. That Duke play. They play like you gotta beat them. They not gonna let you beat them.
Hey,
I think they're gonna get beat. I ain't gonna lie,
nah,
I think they're gonna get beat.
I feel
yeah,
you,
Duke.
but
I believe Duke gonna get beat, bro. Just like he said, I believe in the beginning because it's so hype. Everybody gonna be hyped and everybody gonna be ready to go. So it's gonna be a good little first quarter. But by the end of that second quarter and headed into the second half, I think Notre Dame run away.
watch this, Sam. Y'all think
Exactly.
Duke beat Florida State?
No,
Okay.
if you want to be
Right.
real, if you want to be realistic, if you want me to be realistic, no,
I'm gonna say
no,
this:
they
Okay.
they
they
go out
shouldn't.
there,
They shouldn't.
if they go out there
I
and they
got you.
beat
I
Notre
got you.
Dame, then I'll highly recommend that they beat Florida State.
I agree with
Well, it don't
that.
take much
I
for
agree with
you.
that.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
you say yeah.
I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
I can say
if,
that.
if Duke beat Notre Dame, they beat Florida State.
And the only reason why
What you
you
want
can
to bet
say
on
that
that?
I bet something on that because listen. If you want to be real honest, Notre Dame a better team than FSU.
Bro,
I know you can hate me for saying
Absolutely,
that, but
absolutely.
I know you can hate me for saying
Oh
that, but
shit.
that's just the truth. That's just the truth. Hey,
I'm glad all y'all
Florida
saying
State,
that it make when Florida State beats y'all that much better.
Who's
I
y'all?
Oh
know,
no,
Okay.
I
y'all,
know.
Oh, the
y'all.
Oh
Gators.
yeah.
Oh, the
Look,
Gators. Okay.
Oh, you talking about the
no, you talking about
hurricane?
the
You talking about
Gators?
the
No, you
Gators?
talking about the Gators. No, you talking about the
You talking
Gators.
about the
You talking
The
hurricane? The
crazy,
hurricane.
It's
the
crazy
crazy
that
part
Florida
about
State
it
got all
is,
this
You
hype
talking
and
about
ain't
that team
nobody
going
about?
on
scared
the
of
dope,
them.
right? You talking about team going the dope, not team, not the team in game. You talking about team that come to dope.
Yeah,
Oh,
nah, they talking about the team. They talking about the team with the city right next to Tallahassee. That city right next to Tallahassee.
hey, the crazy part about it is, before he said that, I was actually about to say, even though it pains me to say Florida State is a better team right now than Florida, you messed up and said that, and now I got to say, I can't wait to beat y'all ass
there
in
you go,
November. I
Stan. There
can't
you
wait.
go.
I
There you
can't
go.
wait
So
because if you really, this is why Florida always talk trash to Florida State. This reason right here. No matter how good Florida State is, it just somehow seems when you watch the game when they play Florida,
I'm gonna say
they
this.
just don't have just as much
I'm gonna
talent.
say this
I don't know what
on the
it
behalf of
is.
the Gator fans. If the Gators beat Kentucky and beat them convincingly tomorrow, Florida State count the days because they coming for y'all too.
Oh, that
I'm
defense
just
something.
saying, like,
We worry
They
about
gonna
that.
have that confidence now. They gonna have that
Travis ain't
confidence.
running on us this year. He ain't running on this defense.
I said the same thing. I
He ain't
said
running
Florida
on this
gonna have to
defense.
stop,
But you
make
see what's
Travis.
going on though. Florida State, they what number 5 in the country with all the hype, and nobody ain't scared of them. That's what happened when you win a game by 2 points and then struggle in the
Bro,
next
that's
and
cool,
get it
bro.
handed.
Well,
All
my
that's cool.
he just Florida State. I like my defense get a lot of people, but I don't like my
That's
offense.
cool, bro.
Nobody.
Y'all last 2 games didn't earn y'all no cool points.
He got
I'm trying to tell you,
The
how
last
you
2
win
weeks
your
you dropped in the poll.
I was just about to say how you win and then drop in the
I
ranking.
keep trying to tell people a win's not a win in college football.
No more. I think
Oh,
depending on
I
what
got
I
this.
think it depending on
So what you
Hey, I
get?
got this question for Florida, for the Florida fans, man. How y'all feel? Hey, if it's real, I don't know. I seen it on Twitter though, but somebody had Tennessee ranked over y'all,
Yeah, there you go.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
and y'all beat
Tennessee
them.
ranked
but you
number
want
21 right now.
but
Bro,
you
I'm not
do you
mad
want to know why?
because I'm not mad because the offense ain't. I know why. Our offense ain't good.
Yeah, I
That
would
go the
say
reason.
this. The reason why Tennessee is ranked
Who lets
one
Tennessee
spot
play?
above us is real simple. Tennessee has, even though it hasn't showed up as much on paper, statistically, they have a better offense than Florida, but defensively they don't. That's why they're 1 point ahead of us in terms of ranking. But let's say if Florida scored maybe 2 or 3 more touchdowns or points than last
Exactly.
week, it would have been different. If we
There's
want
them
to be
field
real,
goals.
they
There's them
yeah,
field goals.
that's really what that was all about. Like, okay, they got a better scoring offense than Florida, so you know what I'm saying. But their defense isn't as good as Florida. Kentucky gonna have a better defense than Tennessee, but gonna have a lesser offense because their offensive line is just as beat up as Florida. But
Yeah.
that's another conversation for a different day.
So,
But in terms of that, for the Florida fan base don't really hate that whole lot. Tennessee ranked ahead
nope.
of us. That's okay because Kentucky not even ranked and they 4-0, and it's obvious why. And it's real simple. They really don't play nobody. A lot of teams
They'll,
in the SEC
they'll be
right now.
ranked this week.
Here you go.
No, you
I
got
mean,
to. You got to throw it in there.
hey, I mean,
No, I'm just saying, if
it's
they
a
beat y'all, they'll
possibility.
be ranked.
It's a yeah,
They'll,
that's
they'll be
true.
5-0 with a ranked win.
That's
I
true.
mean, yeah, they
They'll
might
probably
lose.
take our
And,
spot.
and you already know how they do. They're gonna try to spice it up so when they play Georgia, it looks like it's gonna be a good
Man,
game.
they
You
tried
know
that.
they
It always failed. That's what I'm telling you why Kentucky do that.
They do it
They'll
all the
beat
time.
all the other SEC teams, but with that Georgia, when you be like, I hope Kentucky beat Georgia.
They
You
just
turn around and
piss
shit,
down their
41-3.
leg. Piss
41-3,
down
you
their
be like,
leg.
what the hell?
This the team
But
that
like I
played
told you, they
Florida
play into
tough.
their hands. They play into Georgia hands. They try to play bully ball. You can't out bully
I
Georgia.
think Kentucky is in cahoots with Georgia because now that you look at the history between them two teams,
Something.
bro, they
Something.
don't. It's like they play Florida like an all-American team
Yeah.
every single year.
I'm
Now,
telling you, I can see it now.
for the most,
5-0 Kentucky versus 5-0 Georgia.
It's
They're
just
gonna
like
they're gonna
that. They
try.
be weird. Like Missouri get Georgia trouble every other year.
yeah, and
And
that'd be like the
Kentucky
only
always
two.
give Florida trouble.
And the
South
crazy part
Carolina
about it
always get
is,
Tennessee trouble. That's how that shit go.
that's crazy because I don't even see why South Carolina. They just have Spencer Rattler, and he's not really all that. And everybody
I
was like,
got
"Well,
South Carolina upsetting Tennessee tomorrow. I think
I
they're gonna
think
go to
so.
New York and win.
I think so too. I think Tennessee, the fan base gonna be in it that game. That's the only way they gonna stay in that game. But
Yeah, that's the
I
only
think
way.
if Spencer Rattler go out there and throw at least 3 touchdowns, they win that game
Yeah.
because he gonna be.
The cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
You don't
I
think
see you why.
South Carolina ain't beating the dog.
you don't you, you
Not
don't
the
you don't think
dog.
they beating the Vols?
They ain't beating a dog, a vol, a cat, a rat, gnat.
Okay, they whooped them
They
last year.
I'm about to say they blew them out last
They
year.
blew them out. They the reason why Tennessee didn't make the playoff.
Man,
Matter of
I
That's
fact,
what
keep
I'm
trying to
telling you.
tell
It is
y'all.
weird.
ain't that what
We
they
try to
said?
tell you how
Hey,
the
South
SEC
Carolina,
goes.
South Carolina
I
went
keep
on like
talking
that
about
five,
last
six
year.
game win streak. Oh,
Nah,
they turning a
and
new
teach you
coach and
why.
all that.
It is Tennessee secondary, and that's South Carolina strength throwing the ball. I
Yeah.
don't trust Tennessee secondary to guard nobody.
All it's gonna take is for
Nobody.
South Carolina to run the
And
ball.
South
If South
Carolina got one of the best receivers in the country.
I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about South Carolina because sometimes they're good, a lot of times they're
Yeah.
not, and it's like
Their
this is one of
defense is not good as it used to be, though. Their defense is not that good this year.
yeah. Because if you look at
Yeah.
South Carolina being in the SEC, what is it? We're in the East. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
The totem pole is like this, or at least how it usually is. You got Georgia at the top right now. Then everybody keeps saying Tennessee, but they're not. You got Georgia, then you got the Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, Missouri, and then below that is just the bottom tier teams like Vanderbilt and who else? Who else is in our conference that don't really do anything? Uh, the other teams in the SEC, but
West, like
You
Mississippi
got
State,
Missouri. You got
yeah, like
Missouri.
teams like that, like it's a totem pole. Like South Carolina is in that.
Arkansas.
Yeah, that's the category they're in with Arkansas.
Yeah.
Like they'll win some games every now and then. That's a big game, but for the most part, they're not that team that you can be like, bro, we got to play them this year, bro. They always got this type of talent. No, they're not one of them teams. They had Jadeveon
Nah,
Clowney that one year where they had a real good defense, and then after that, it's just kind of been like MIA.
nah. I want y'all to keep my boy Randy Shannon in y'all prayers. Ain't nothing wrong with him, but FSU just sucking the life out of him. That boy look like he needs some vitamins.
So I think I'm gonna go to the FSU Florida game this year. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make it to that Arkansas blackout game and that Florida State game. I want to see them get. I want to see Jordan Travis in person take that L in Gainesville. I need to see that. I need to
Oh
see that
Lord have mercy.
because I'm telling you, bro.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Y'all ain't winning that game.
Oh, just like y'all winning,
y'all,
y'all
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 better
y'all gonna beat them on
listen,
week 9.
listen. If y'all beat Kentucky tomorrow, y'all will win that game. But until y'all beat Kentucky, y'all ain't winning that game.
Hey,
All right,
you know
TTO.
what? You know why I'm not mad at that? You know why I'm not mad at that? Because
Me,
Kentucky for Florida is the game that determines how our season gonna play out. If we beat Kentucky, I'm talking about like nowadays. If we beat Kentucky,
yeah.
we gon' for the most part. I'd say we gonna win 8 or 9 games, but we lose to Kentucky, it's gonna be real rough, and it's gonna get even
Well,
rougher.
if you
Can
beat
be. It
if
can
you
be.
beat Kentucky tomorrow, you'll be what, 4-1?
Yeah, then
Yeah.
we got
You'll
Vandy
be
at the house.
2 games away from bowl eligible. Which, if that's the case, you'll probably beat South
We're
Carolina
not worried about bowl is.
and
We
Vandy.
worried about that part.
The only real loss that I really see in real life, like outside of just being a fan, the only real loss that if you just watch football is Georgia. Georgia and possibly LSU, and that game is at LSU, and that's why Florida State
That's
does
why I
not.
was too.
Florida State isn't as scary as they keep hyping themselves. They're good. I'm not saying they're not. They're
Yeah.
definitely a top 10 team. I'm not taking it from them. But
They're really not that good.
this top this top 5 talk, that's just people been blowing smoke up their ass. But the
But they're
real
not
team that I've been
unbelievable how they talk.
like you can actually call out what Florida State weaknesses is. You can't really call out too many weaknesses for
Everything.
Georgia. Like you got to really scheme around Georgia to try to beat them. Florida State, you just got to go out there and have the same type of athlete. Go out there and play. Sure, it's a good chance they might fuck up too.
Just watch the Boston College game.
Yeah. I wouldn't
They
recommend the
gave you
Clemson game. I wouldn't recommend the Clemson game because Clemson showed you how to give a game up.
I mean, Boston College kind of did too with them 18 penalties.
Boston College
I'm,
wasn't
I'm,
supposed to be even in the
I keep trying to
conversation.
tell people, man, them boys didn't commit that last one to break the record. They would
Nah,
have
I
won that
give you
game.
this, P2Y. Y'all can expose their secondary.
That
Y'all
what
can
make
be. I said y'all can explode Florida State secondary. That's their Achilles heel to me.
You know what I think gonna happen in that game? We going vertical.
Y'all should. I would.
We going vertical. I think Xavier
I
Triple
test it.
finna have a night on him.
I would test them. I think that's their weakness.
I think we're gonna catch him with Tyler Harrell. Them DBs, hey man, that dude the fastest dude on the team. Might as well send him out there on some posts. Shoot,
Y'all
put him
sure?
out there on the edge and just let him loose.
Long as y'all establish that run, yeah, y'all might give him
Now
trouble.
think about this. We put him out there put Tyler Harrell out there while we have Ray in the game too. Ooh, we finna eat. Ooh.
I guess.
I would advise y'all to put Andy Jean out there on him. Just sick him.
Now we gotta start using Andy though. We gotta use Andy. Andy, them 2 catches, he showed you. Gotta give him the ball.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Good luck to them Gators tomorrow. I'm gonna be live. I know I'm gonna come live in the morning.
Yeah.
Do I really want to? Yeah. I'll come live tomorrow.
The game at 12 now.
Yeah, so I'll probably be live around maybe 10 o'clock.
All right.
Chop it up a little bit before the game.
All right.
But appreciate everybody for coming through. Hit the like button on the way out if you didn't. Good luck, Gators. I don't really mean that.
Yeah, you do.
I take the love-hate relationship with Miami. I take that.
You know what? If the Gators win tomorrow, it's great. All the Gator fans won't disappear. So I guess it really is good luck tomorrow.
Oh, now you gotta look at it from a YouTube standpoint.
I gotta look at it from a business standpoint.
We talking about a business standpoint.
If y'all lose tomorrow, I'm still gonna climb. But if you win, I might give y'all some backhanded compliment.
Yeah, we know.
That's
gonna be a hard, difficult thing.
Yeah. We won't be like Florida State and be like, yeah, that's why we're supposed to beat every team that we play. We the best team in college football. There's nobody better than us. We don't make no mistakes.
Don't be like Florida State. That's Boston College. We play us hard every
My
year.
last message to Florida State: y'all say y'all want Georgia, we get Georgia every year. That's the difference. And never have we ever ran from them. Just saying, we got y'all want Georgia. We got them penciled in every year.
Ha! Got him.
Just saying, y'all talking about y'all.
Let me throw some salt in the game.
Look at him.
Florida State.
Go ahead.
Y'all play us every year. Y'all ain't never ran from us.
Look,
It's cool.
See?
It's cool.
I knew he was. You couldn't wait for that.
I figured that one was set up. Yeah, but hey, let's be real.
Yeah, you gotta watch your CQY.
Would you have wanted to play against Ray Lewis and all them boys back then? Man, nah. I would have went and got an education too.
Yeah, in the 90s, yeah. But not in the 80s. We was on probation. Hell no. We can't play with y'all no more after 85.
Right. Y'all got real goons out there.
Y'all were finna destroy us while we on probation. Hell no.
I'm glad y'all being honest.
No, that's why we started playing y'all. We got put on probation.
I see what it was for real. Like Miami, I can see why they had to stop y'all any way, shape, or form. Because it wasn't gonna be no beating y'all at the back then. There was no beating y'all, but hey.
We would have played y'all them years on probation, man. We'd have been getting what 51-0.
Yeah. Don't worry, y'all get this. Don't worry, y'all get this.
We get that next year. That ain't gonna happen.
Y'all get that experience.
Y'all might win. You ain't whooping us. You get that out your head. That defense gonna be like hot next year. He ain't doing nothing too much on that. You better hope our offense look.
Well, I'll join in tomorrow, T2. I'll hit y'all boys up tomorrow.
All right, y'all. Take it easy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Go Canes, man.